And to my immediate right, we got my guy Adam Pike that joined the show for the second time. Hold on, man. I gotta give my guy some applause real quick. Y'all give it up for Adam Pike joining the show.
Yes,
Shout
sir.
out to
Yes,
you.
sir. Yes, sir. Welcome back, my dog.
Hey, thanks, guys.
How you feeling today, my guy? Let me cut my applause off. They keep going out there. My bad. They wanted the encore, man. They wanted the bow from you, my guy. What's going on, Adam? How you feeling, man?
I'm good. I'm good. Good summer so far. What about you two?
Can't complain, bro. Just working, bro. Doing this and working. That's all I can do, bro. But we good, fam.
Shout out to you for the assist, because I knew I heard that. I heard the 80 Monster somewhere. And sure enough, I'm guessing this is from I watched this. I watched this before. Is
I have
this
no idea what that is.
what is this show called?
What is that?
Monsters or something
Oh,
like that.
I don't know.
I think it's the
Uh,
last name.
Monsters. Yep. You're right. It's the Monsters. And this was Eddie Monster, the little dude with the biggest widow peak in the world. Golly. I knew I heard that from somewhere, but shout out to you, Adam. I was like, I knew I wasn't crazy. We are not saying, well, I'm not saying that Edey looks like that at all. It was just a play on the name.
Man,
That's
finna get
it.
Zach. Man, finna get Zach eating madness, man. Oh my
Yeah,
goodness.
hey Zach, no harm, no foul, bro. I was not checking you. I promise. I promise, dog. That is not where that came from. But Adam, well, we had you on a couple months ago. We did some film breakdowns of just Taylor Jenkins' offense, some of the things you liked, some of the things you didn't like. Um, Before we get started on Zach Edey, I know you've talked about this, a lot on Twitter, and I mean you've taught me a lot. I've told you that, on and off the air. What is your just putting it on wax on another Bluffin show? What are your expectations? What's your excitement level with Noah LaRoche and Coach Isolo, Tomas Isolo joining the staff, looking ahead next year with the offense? Because I know there's a lot that you talked about earlier, and it's like they just listened to you and said, "All right, fuck it, we're just gonna give you both of them, put them together, and add the Taylor Jenkins staff." So, what's your excitement level with that coming into next year?
Yeah, Nola Roach first. I think I kind of caused a little confusion on Twitter when I first posted about him because
Mhm.
I never thought they're gonna run no pick and rolls and stuff like that. But
Mhm.
from a player development standpoint, he's got Paul George, Jalen Green. I think he did Asia Wilson too. Like he's
Yep.
got a long roster of
Yeah.
players. Blake Griffin too. When Blake Griffin went to Detroit and started shooting threes, I think he was his trainer that year.
Mhm.
So I'm pretty excited about Nola Roach. I know they already have some Nola Roach people in the front office or people that worked with him before. But from the offense standpoint, I don't think much is going to change with LaRoche. With Thomas Asalo, I watched every Paris game in like 2 weeks, so it was like 30 games after they announced it.
Bo was
Yeah.
tired.
So he runs like a very simple, fast-paced offense in the half court. There's only like 3 sets he has, and he uses them every time that they have like a timeout or the defense gets back way before the offense does. So
Okay.
maybe simplifying the offense with his side. But I'm excited. Most of what I know about him is just based on the reputation you've been hearing from different people in the Euro League and Pro B and stuff. So I'm excited for both of them. I've been watching a lot of Memphis Hustle to get some Jason March film. I've been watching 2020 Patrick Mutombo film with the 905 Raptors. So
Nice.
trying to watch everything I can.
Spain finding gems like that. Crazy.
I mean, hey, Taylor Jenkins then went and grabbed the Infinity Stones, bro. It's on him to put it together on that glove and make it happen. So, from what you've seen, just in spurts for the other guys that you talked about, what's your thoughts? Quick thoughts on that?
With Thomas or with the other two?
The other two guys, yeah.
Other two, yeah. So Jason March with the Hustle, we saw a lot of his offense during summer leagues.
We
Half
did,
the
yeah.
roster was on the Hustle last year. He was the head coach. He ran a lot of stuff I liked. One of them I highlighted in the clips that we're going to share after.
Okay.
Mutombo, he talked a lot about player development, so that's another aspect. Grizzlies off season, not going in the tax again. They drafted 3 players, so I think player development is going to be a big focus. His offense was it was pretty standard. It was a lot like Jenkins. It was a lot get to the rim and corner threes above the break threes. So, going to see a similar shot profile. I think they were like second in the G League in 2020, 2021 at rim frequency and like second in 3-point frequency.
So basically, keep Mutombo out the offense because we don't need
Dead
you.
last.
Yeah,
Dead
we
last.
need something new. We need something new. We don't need the same thing. Come on.
We don't need them. We don't need to double down on Jenkins stuff.
No, we don't. Get his philosophy out the building. Out
Exactly. Exactly. Well, we're gonna get it popping, man, with some Zach Edey film. Just before we get to going, talk about. I want to hear what your pre-draft notions and thoughts of Zach Edey was, what it was like once we drafted, and then afterwards, from what you've seen, from what you kind of digested, and then we'll obviously go into the clips. Just kind of give us a review of all of that, and one about Zach Edey.
Yeah, Grizzlies fans aren't gonna like this one. So,
oh my goodness.
in draft stuff, I went 50 players deep, where I watched like 5 to 6 games from each player, and I did my own board. I had Edey 31st, but that is also a little
Second round is crazy.
Yeah,
second round is
a little bit
crazy.
my own philosophy, where I'm not the biggest fan of like one coverage defense centers who don't move that well. Like he moves really well for a 7'4" player, but I would like a little more like athleticism at that position, or a little more touch away from the basket. He has great touch from 8 feet, but so playing someone like Jaw, then I would have liked it a little further back. So
Yeah,
31. I didn't love the pick when they made it, but I definitely understand it was a draft for need, right? Like they really needed a center position or a player to fill center position minutes with Jaren and BC. So yeah, after they drafted him, I wasn't too excited, but I went and watched like every Purdue game I could find, because the offense they ran is really fun. So it's like after UConn, it's probably like the second largest playbook in the NCAA. I would think, at least. I don't know everyone's, but it's a huge playbook. And when you're watching, they're not a very fun team to watch, because a lot of their possessions just end up in the post with Edey, and he's getting fouled, either like a 80 free throw rate or something like that. But the way they set it up was really interesting. So I like that part.
Gotcha. Evan, before we get started on the clips, any questions you got in regards to?
Yeah, I was just kind of piggybacking, since after I know you was kind of apprehensive on him, fitting with John and all that, but since you saw him a little bit in summer league, did some of those things waver? Did they kind of go into what you was already thinking? Like, where was your stance after you saw him in kind of Grizzlies office a little bit?
Yeah, so one of the things that I will say, I'm probably not the best at evaluating centers because I have a bias against them. But one thing with Edey is, you can just throw the ball to him like 2 feet away from the basket, and that's a really good shot. So even if he's like double teamed.
Yeah, very high percentage, yeah.
Yeah. So taking that into consideration, I feel a little better. Also, the passing, I know he only played like 5 quarters or something like that. The passing was a little underwhelming, but you cannot rush that man in the post. Even double teaming him, he's very patient and methodical. So yeah, I like seeing that too.
And
is still a question. So
that's what I was about to ask you about. That's exactly what I was about to ask you about. On the defensive end, like, do you think it's kind of like a growing pains things that he'll have to learn within the league, or do you kind of see that's just kind of how he is a player? He'll have to just the defense have to kind of work around that with what you've seen in Purdue and from what you've seen in summer league.
So I know Kleiman said something about like Purdue didn't maximize him on defense because they had to run every offense through him, but I think they probably did use him the way we're going to see in the NBA. So there will be growing pains. Every rookie has growing pains on defense except Wemby, but I think the easy part is going to be he can probably only play one pick and roll coverage. So he's going to be like drop coverage.
Drop coverage, yeah.
So he's going to be posted up at the free throw line defending pick and rolls. So as long as he doesn't have to adapt to like, shows and different like at the
hedges
level,
and stuff level, like that,
or, switching everything, I think that's the easier way to implement them. And if you got him defending pick and roll with Jaren as the gaucho, then coming from the weak side, that's definitely going to help. Especially Chris might not like this, but if it's Smart or Vince starting at the 3, that's going to help a lot, in my opinion.
Don't get Chris started on that, because you get his blood pressure high.
No, man. Hey, look, I have come around to the idea that if next year Vince Williams is your starter, I'm totally fine. I'm still pushing GD at the 3.
He says that now, but
I'm cool with Vince, bro. I am. I promise.
He says that now, but when October get here, and we lose like 2 games because Vince Williams shoot 2 for 5 from the field.
Oh, the agenda is coming, baby.
He's gonna be hot. Where's
It's
Gigi at? Gigi
coming.
should have got
Yeah.
30 minutes a game.
Exactly.
I'm not ready for it. I'm not ready for it, but
it's gonna be fun, bro. I can't wait. I can't wait. Well, we're gonna break down this first clip. This one that you sent is the Handoff Hub.
Yeah. So I sent 3 clips overall.
Lost that ball.
So they're 3 short clips. So ways I think they can use Edey in the offense.
Okay.
So the first one is just like basic zoom offense. So you're gonna have like they're gonna set up in pistol or 21. You're gonna have Edey at the top of the key, and they're gonna run the offense through him. And this is a little different because usually they run Edey at the low post, but you're gonna set him up with a little down screen, and 55 is gonna come off the screen, and then 3 is gonna come off the screen and receive the handoff. So it's called double zoom action. That part's not that important. But basically just running offense through Edey as a handoff hub. So there's a lot of other stuff they ran, and the Grizzlies run it every season, just like Delay Chicago, which is just here. It's the down screen plus a handoff. Like gigantic target. He rolls pretty well to the rim, better than I thought initially, just for being 7'4". And you can see at the end there, they just like dump off to him when he's 2 feet from the basket and just a little hook shot. So they can use him there. They can use him in the low post as a handoff hub too. Maybe running something like equivalent to like a snug pick and roll where you got both players in the paint, and then you got the other 3 on the or you got the other 3 on the weak side. Then you got like Jaw and Edey in the paint, and they just run a little pick and roll or DHO. That's like, you know, Grizzlies love to run offense through Steven Adams in the past. He was a really good passer, and I'm excited for Edey and handoff hubs. I think it's going to be something where they can run that, you know, out of a timeout, or you can run the little get action where Bane throws it to Edey, and then he's going to run off and either shoot a 3 or he's going to get downhill to the basket.
Man, one thing that I just keep looking at, and Evan, you can kind of tell, you know, what you see as well. Biggest thing that stands out to me, bro, is just, and I've said this before, but the space this man just creates,
he's a big
bro,
target,
it's ridiculous.
Bro. Like he's a big target, you know, and he like you say, he creates so much space. So I can just see Ja coming off these screens and just the options going at that. Because even Ja coming off the screen, he could get a dribble drive from there, float to Edey. You got the corner shot. You got, if a dude comes in, get help to the corner. Like, it's just so many options that I can see what's running out of this that Edey just kind of makes easier. You know what I'm saying? Because he is such a threat in the paint, 5-8 feet from the rim. So I love it. Like, if we can run some of this stuff, man, like, it's just so many options that Ja can come off, Dez can come out, and just make so many options out of it. So I think if we can implement this, man, I can get me all nervous now because I don't want to talk too much, but nah, this
probably one of my favorite parts, bro. Just all of the motion that you see, even with him handing it off screening, like
we don't have this. We don't have this much motion in our regular offense. We don't.
Yeah,
not most of the time.
Complex set with you got the first player coming off the screen, but then you got a second one. Not a lot of teams run the like double zoom or double handoff action.
And can you imagine that being Dez and Luke?
That's what I'm saying. Like with our personnel, we have a lot of different options that we can go to in these type of actions. So we still have enough spacing on the floor. Now we resign Luke with GG and Dez, where it's a lot of different options that Edey can even make a decision out of this to make the offense even better. So I love it, bro. I love it.
And with GG being one of our better corner 3 makers, I'm just looking at 23 up here at the top of the screen. He can stay right there for a little bit if he needs to. Yep. Really, any 3 of them guys you can put in this whole action at any spot with Ja and Edey, and it's like, bro, pick your poison.
You could still get 0 there. He's setting the first screen, so you know if his defender switches, he could slip to the basket.
Backdoor, yep.
Yeah, backdoor. Yep. So that's a good option too.
Gracious God.
Please tell Jenkins take notes. Please take some notes.
Please be taking notes, my guy. I mean, you know, somebody. East Low, y'all mess with us, man. All right, so we got the next one coming up here. If my computer wants to actually go right. Layering actions into I'm gonna try to cut the sound off so it don't just be
Screaming
blaring to
us.
everybody's ears. Yeah, there we go.
So
Summer league action.
Summer league, but yeah, I didn't see this exact clip at Purdue, but you've seen a lot of similar stuff. So basically, my point here is there was a lot of Purdue offense where they did this. It's running or layering actions into getting touches in the paint. So, in college, it's a lot of weave actions where point guard, shooting guard are going to run back and forth, do a little pitch or a handoff, and then they're going to initiate that into a post-up touch. But here we get something that the Grizzlies also ran a lot for Valanciunas 3 years ago.
Yep.
Where you're going to get Cam Spencer. Well, I'll just wait for it to restart one more time. But you're going to get Cam Spencer is going to come off the Jake screen. And then instead of getting the ball, he's going to set a screen on Edey's man. So Edey can just come up a couple feet in the paint, get the ball, and easy paint touch for him. So instead of, initiating with like a post entry pass where you're killing the offense momentum, nothing's going on, and you're just trying to get the ball to him, this is a cool concept where you're layering one option. If Edey's not open, then Jake can put into a DHO with Pippen there. He can hand it back to him. We saw Jemison. We saw it run for GG2 where Jemison had the ball and he could have gone the handoff or he could have just passed it out. So getting Edey these little close paint touches with just the cross screen from Cam Spencer there, like a thunder screen, whatever you want to call it, really close to the rim, like 4 feet away, layering the offense where it's not stagnant into those touches is going to be easy. And that's the thing where I kind of failed to realize because I knew it was going to be an option, but just giving him paint touches 2 feet from the basket, if the offense isn't cooking, then he's going to find something to do.
Man got touched, man. I was thinking about this last night, getting prepared for the show. Like the thing with him is like he's talented, he's coordinated and all that. And a lot of people with that size, like, they're not able to do as much as he can. Obviously we see Wemby, these alien type guys coming into the league. But I think him being just the size he is with his coordination is what, like, his size actually is. I don't want this to sound offensive, but like his size is his talent because obviously he has the footwork, he has the touch and all that. But him being just as big as he is with all that, it's like, God, he could be so dominating, bro. I don't know if he would be as dominating. Let me say this. I don't know if he would be as dominating if he was a 6'9", 6'10" center. That's, I guess, what I'm trying to say. But with the tools that he has with that size, it's not going to be much you're going to be able to do with him when you put, years under his belt. And one more thing that I want to, I guess, ask, and I'm gonna get your way, Evan. I saw Cam do a lot of these screens in summer league. I know we talking about Edey, but do you think that was from what you've seen from Jason March's offense and things like that? Is that more so something that you've seen him implement, or is that something you think that Cam was just kind of doing out on a whim? From what you can see.
They didn't do it a lot for with the hustle because they had Matt Hurt was their starting center a lot of the time. Matt Hurt's not a post up demon.
He's not.
Yeah, he's got touch from 3-point range. Then they had I forget his first name, but his last name is Love. He's like another white center. He wasn't a big post up hub either. But the thing I went and found and just like put on Twitter was like 2 minutes of clips of the 2019-2020 Grizzlies just running like the exact same set for JV.
Yeah.
This is something they definitely have in their offense for sure. And Cam Spencer's got high feel. I'm sure he did this a lot at UConn too. They have at UConn, they have a little different. It's like a pin and flare, or sorry, a pin in, where he's gonna set the screen on Donovan Klingen's man, and Klingen will get the post up. So definitely seen that. But yeah, this is more like old school Jenkins era, I'd say.
Yeah, and I want to ask, kind of off of that question, we see these clips that how Jenkins and how the coaching staff is going to implement him into the offense, and these plays designed for him. If you could gauge it, of course, we're not in the FedEx Forum, but where would you kind of rank Edey kind of the options on the team right now? Of course, he's not number one with Ja. He's probably not number two. But like, how many of these plays do you think we're actually going to see a game, or we should see a game during just a regular season, So where do you think he ranks like with the option on the team? So how many times we're probably going to see these type of plays?
Yeah, so out of timeouts, I think this is like a really high percentage shot because you get it 4 feet away from the rim. This isn't something you're going to run when all the players are sprinting down the court. This is something you're going to have to set up a little bit more. But I'd probably put him fourth behind Jaw, Bane, Jaren, and Gigi's got to be somewhere in there too. But just being so tall, I think just the post hub that he's going to get a lot of touches out of the half court.
Yeah,
being the pick and roll partner with Jaw, Jaren's not the greatest at screening out a pick and roll. Brandon Clark's really good, but I'm assuming Edey starts, so Edey should get a lot of touches just from that. If Jaw's stopped, he can just pass it off to Edey.
Yeah. So I know you had these probably calls before we drafted him. So do you still kind of have the kind of issues with fit? Because a lot of people were saying that he's going to clog with the paint too much, but now we're seeing now that he can be effective in the paint without just sitting in there in the way for driving lane. So do you still have that kind of hesitancies, or do you think we have ways like this to kind of have him have his impact in the paint while not clogging up driving lanes for like Ja and Dez and Gigi and those type of guys?
Yeah, if I was doing a Grizzly specific draft board instead, I would have had him higher because I think he's actually I think it was a clear fit need where they drafted him because he's so big. So adding size at the 5 position, I think no, I'm down with that. Sorry.
You good, man?
Yeah, no, I think it was a clear fit need, and like clogging the paint, I'm not too worried about, and I'll get to that after in the next clip. But just passing off to the hub, he's going to be able to finish around the basket. I think it's going to work out well.
Yeah.
And
my ears.
Front court partner with Jaren. Aldama's been good in the Olympics. We'll see how he is when he comes back. But he's like another skilled 4 option that you can play with.
Yeah.
Gigi can definitely move up to the 4 in some lineups. Jake too, especially next to Edey. Like Edey is so gigantic, he can stop any 5. So you're just going to have to get a skilled 4 beside him, I think.
No, for sure. I can definitely agree with that.
With your question, Evan, I just want to touch, man, I'm hoping that they just force feed his mismatches. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know if they have to run so many plays for him, but if he got a mismatch, it should be a simple, like, I don't care if we called the perfect play. If he got a mismatch down on this particular possession, bro, just get it to him in a spot where he can catch it and go up. Like, I that's the thing that I'm worried about, is that we overcomplicate using Edey instead of just when we see it's a clear mismatch, it's a clear easy bucket, 2 points. Like you said, Adam, we've had issues in the half court before. If we have an easy way to get a bucket, let's just use him bare minimum when we get that. And that's why I said, I think when we were talking about early rookie of the year, like, or just early next season numbers, I was like, man, he should be able to average 12 to 14 points easy.
Yeah.
Just I'll put backs and stuff like that alone, So we'll see.
He should be able to average double digits just by starting, getting the opportunity. BC and him probably play similar minutes, but BC's coming off an injury. I don't know if he's going to play back-to-backs. And it just gives you another front court option. So he should be able to average like 10 and 10 or something right off the bat, just because he's so gigantic.
Not for real. No doubt.
Last one we got here. I'm gonna let you talk this one through. Some pick and roll stuff.
Yeah, so this is there's 2 clips in here. So the first one is it's gonna be I'll just wait for it to restart. The first one is a simple Spain pick and roll. I'm gonna call it stack 2 probably by accident. So you get Edey to set the screen, and then his defender, the X5, is going to have a back screen set on him by 0 here. So you're going to see it right here. And Edey's wide open. The tag defender has to come over. So he could have passed it out. But, that's the mismatch you're looking for when the tag man comes over. The reason I really like this is because this is also like a perfect set for Jaw. Jaw, he struggled at times versus drop coverage. We saw that against the Lakers in the playoff series, because he's not a great 3-point shooter. But this is the perfect drop coverage counter, because you're going to get the 5. Right now he's really out, but you're going to get him mostly near the free throw line, and then you're going to get the center rolling to the rim. So that's something we saw a lot with the hustle last year, and we saw it a lot in summer league too, using Spain pick and roll or stack pick and roll to get Edey going. Something also a lot of Purdue, obviously. I included a Purdue clip here because they like to run stack for them.
Gotcha.
The second clip here against NC State. This I'm just going to call it like high pick and roll with can call like a weak side exchange, or it's a little pin. So if you go back between 0 and 55, Edey's going to set the pick and roll. It's going to it's going to set it again, and then you're going to get a little exchange on the weak side. So what that does is it confuses tag responsibilities. So advantageous again for Edey, and it gets a little more motion in the offense, which we all want to see. So you're going to see the 2-man switch, and then Edey just dump it off to him again, and he's going in. But the main point is the bread and butter for Edey points is probably going to come in pick and roll, just off little dump offs. And these are two, they're not complex, but they're more complex than like 5-out spread pick and roll. So that's what I like about these two clips.
I just like, and what I do like about this clip is you pointed out, number one, it picks on mismatches, which most people on the court, unless your name is Victor Wembanyama or maybe Joel Embiid or Nikola Jokic, it's going to be a mismatch just size-wise with Edey. But one thing I also do like that this clip does, it gets him on the move, and a lot of bigs his size can't catch the ball on the move and do anything with it. But I said MB. Wow. Edey has shown that he can touch the ball on the move and even make plays out of that, or just have enough control to go up with it. So I think that's one thing we should implement. Like, the days are gone, just back to basket, catch the ball in the post up and do it. Like, those days are long gone. But the fact that we can use him on the move and he can create options out of that, I feel like it's just gonna spread open this offense that we haven't seen in the last few years. Because with JV and Steven out, you couldn't really give the ball to them on the move like that. You could, but it wasn't as high percentage. I feel like it will be with Edey. They probably had to put the ball down. They were trying to get rid of it fast. Edey has shown he can get on the move and go up with it, make a play, finish, maybe get fouled. Those type of things that we haven't had in the past few years. I feel like that aspect of it is just gonna open everything up for him and everyone else around him.
I just want to point out, number one is in hell. Like, yeah,
he is.
This man doing multiple screens within 2 seconds time on you, and you just got to deal with it. Like, and he was
coming around it, and that's Ja Morant coming around it though. By the way,
man. Like, one is he's a decent defender, but it's like, no, bro, it's nothing you're gonna be able to do with a guy that size that can move that way, and then you got guys that's around him that's just freakos when it come to athleticism. Like, Adam, I ain't gonna lie to you, man. You keep talking about this stuff, man. You're getting me amped. I'm about to say something crazy on this show, but I'm gonna tell it for right now.
Just chill.
I'm gonna chill.
This thing we saw in Paris too is he's gonna set the little it's like a Verjao screen, named from like the
Verjao.
That's where he sets the screen, and then he flips it and sets another screen for the same player. And that's something that Paris basketball used a lot, again, to get like your players in motion. So there's just that little clip right there. That's the Verjao.
Man.
Nah, but my last thing that I want to put, just kind of want to ask you, Adam, since we've kind of been through the clips and we've seen how we can maximize Edey, and I feel like that hopefully that we see with Jenkins and LaRoche and all that. Like, if you could put a gauge on like his ceiling for this year off of what we've seen, what would you have it at? It would be like top 3 in rookie of the year, first team all rookie, 15 and 15. Like, what's kind of like your ceiling that you can see Edey being this year?
I think like rookie of the year is I think that's it's something that could happen. The class, there's not a lot of players that were ready right away. Like Ricochet, the first overall pick, I don't think he's ready right away for the NBA. Reed's probably ready, but I think he could not easily, but I think it's realistic that he wins rookie of the year and averages something like 10 and 10 or like 10 and 9 or something like that, because he's going to get the opportunity with like a little bit of a lackluster front court in Memphis. And just with the sets that Memphis runs, like a lot of pick and roll, it's going to be advantageous for him.
Nah, for sure. I'm pretty similar to you. I have him either win rookie of the year or at the worst getting top 3. Yep. I actually have him averaging 13, 10, and like 2.5, 3 blocks, because I feel like just his presence down low, I'm not saying he's gonna be a defensive player of the year running, but I feel like him and Jaren together at least gonna get 4 blocks a game just between those two within themselves. So yeah, I'm kind of we're kind of on the same line. I feel like it's probably the best fit we could have got for the team, and probably for him also, because he's gonna have the opportunity. He's gonna have the person around him to maximize his percentage. He's not gonna be asked to shoot 20, 25 shots a game, or even play that many high minutes. I don't see him, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, I don't see him getting more than 25 minutes a game.
I think
honestly,
it seems like him and BC probably both get close to 20, and then maybe you fill like 6 to 8 minutes with Jaren at the 5, because the points I think they're going to need Jaren at the 5. So
yeah,
like 20 each, 22 each. I think that makes sense.
Yeah, for sure. And if he's and he hasn't had this problem, but if he keeps to stay out of foul trouble, we can use him down the stretch if needed. But he's not gonna be asked to do a whole lot, which I feel like is just gonna be a plus for him and his team for sure.
Yeah, I don't know if he's
I
gonna
hope Jenkins,
but he'll close the points this season.
Yeah, for sure.
I hope Jenkins stop capping minutes, bro, because I think that's what really gets us in trouble. Like, I hate you don't play Jaren Ja bang more than 30 minutes. And with Edey, you saw he averaged what, like 32 minutes, I think, a game last year, or
Something
close
like
to some crazy in the tournament. Like, that dude is in shape. Matter of fact, he's in better shape now than what he is on these clips that y'all see. Like, he's done slimmed down. I mean, look at this clip, his size, which, I mean, great shape for a big guy right there. But then look how much he done slimmed down just in a few months, bro. Like, I think that dude, if you need him to close games, I think you can see a closing lineup with Jaren and Edey out there. Not that you have to, but I think that if they want to try it out and just to see, all right, cool, it's late game, we're going to need some putbacks, we're going to need some rebounds, we're going to need some just easy points.
Yeah.
I don't know, bro. I think we're going to see. I'm just excited as hell about Edey. I just say that. I can't wait, bro.
I'm excited for basketball season. It was a long year last year.
Nah, for sure. And I feel like I already know your answer, Edey. I mean, Adam, I said Edey. Because you're a rational basketball fan. Please tell me you're not in like the injury. He's gonna be an injury prone guy because he twists his ankle 2 times in summer league. I know you're not over there. I just want the people to hear that another rational basketball person doesn't think he's a Greg Golden or anything like that, you know. So you
now, why you have to say now? You got to go knock on some wood for even throwing that name out. So come on, collective knock on wood. Pause. There we go. Appreciate it.
Yes.
No, those are 2 freak accidents, right? But no, I think they'll get him where first game. I think he had like 3 falls that were crazy, like just because he was jumping and falling on people. Get that a little toned down. Yeah. No, he's like 7'4". That's big. We don't see a lot of players like that. But the whole Grizzlies injury thing, hiding injuries, whatever, that's not something I want to participate in. I don't care.
Nah, I feel that. The front office is very weird when it comes to players being injured and what they do, how long they should, how long they shouldn't be out. It's just hopefully everyone's healthy next year, so we don't have to worry about that, you know. So
yeah,
actually,
Indians might have learned that from Milwaukee. They do a very similar thing.
That is true.
Where,
that is true.
No one knew when he was coming back. Probably next year, no one knows when he's coming back either. So it's not just the Grizzlies. Is my point I want to make too.
Right.
Yeah.
That's my thing too,
true.
Adam. Like I get we watch them, we love them, we devote our life to them. Certain people, we ain't no different than nobody else. Everybody go through a lot of the same stuff we do, except for last year. That's never been done before, and hope it never happens again. So, yep.